John, what are we talking about today? I want to get right into it.
Regulate, then respond. Emotional leadership in the home.
What's that mean? What are we talking about this for?
This helps parents reflect on their own emotional regulation and model healthier responses during families' tensions, teaching their children by example.
So, we talk about this all the time. Well, I do. Kids not listening. Growing up in a household as a kid where I knew that every Friday, I knew that I could expect to wake up to my father creating some kind of chaos and argument in the house, fighting with my mother. So then he would go and be gone for a day or two, and then he'd come back. I knew that if I didn't have a game on that Saturday, I probably wasn't going to see him. But it was all this his way of, come to find out, I'm a grown man now. We talked about things. Come to find out, this was all his way of being able to go to the casino. He would get paid on Fridays. And I'm telling you, you just want to smack him. He would get paid on Fridays. And his habit was, because he didn't have the communication skills or the emotional regulation skills to be able to create self-care habits that were healthy for him. He would just kind of bottle up, get paid, and want to break off, cuss my mama out, create a fight, and just be gone. But it was all because he just needed a break. He needed to be able to cope or, get through the shit that he had to get through. So as a kid, I didn't know that. As an adult, yeah, when he told me and when we talked about it, oh shit, that make a lot of sense. Okay, I can understand that. It can walk back some of that shit. But between when I was a kid, seeing that, living that, you can't walk that back, bro. I don't understand what it is and why you snapping and I'm walking on eggshells. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why on Thursday nights I can't sleep. My body has created a biological clock to your emotional dysregulation. So it's, as a kid, yeah, you're doing what you need to do because you need what you need as an adult. But as a kid, they don't see that, man. Mm-mm. And it's not their responsibility to see that. So let's be honest, when emotions do run high, flipping it over and over, when emotions do run high at home, the kids aren't just reacting, they're usually copying us. So when the parent is always saying shit like, you don't ever listen, slow down. Kids typically model what they see. They don't typically do what they're told. So it's important for us to realize, check yourself, understand who you are, and be able to see how you're bleeding off on your kids. So where we going with this?
My brain, look, I froze up. I'm like, the brain, this is the second time that happened.
It is.
But nah, where we about to head with this is we're going to look at what's one emotion that consistently hijacks parenting and how does it show up in the household?
What's a what?
One emotion that consistently hijacks parenting and how does it show up in the household?
Oh, that's a good one. And I'll tell you, this is definitely when we need the chat. We need the chat to
I definitely say, as a kid,
yeah.
I would see levels of frustration, right? And so that frustration, oftentimes, I came off the back of some form of stress, experiencing outside of the home environment, but it gets brought into the home environment. And so, oftentimes as a kid, yeah, and as I've grown older, I've understood that kids are sponges. Right? Mm-hmm. As they're growing and developing through their adolescent years, they're learning, right? And so you can tell a kid something once, but they might not get it that first time. Mm-hmm. But see, you're coming in from work, you're already stressed, you're frustrated. I told y'all to take that ground beef out of the freezer before I got home when you got out of school, but shit, our TV show was on, so once we got in, we wanted to watch a TV
Yeah.
show, but then you came in and you frustrated because and so that bleeds that just
Man, I'm getting I
it causes the whole environment.
my chest. Man, my chest. I'm almost in the moment, and I want to articulate this because I'm almost in the moment having a visceral response to realizing the true answer to this question as a parent. And ooh, man, you remember it's the same thing that we talked about that we're talking about next week. This is processing. This is wild that it's happening real time in this space, right? You feel this energy that's in your chest that starts to shake in your breath and your breathing, and it goes up through your throat, right? And it'll cause you to like swallow and like feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And it will silence you. It will cause you to retreat in that thought. The truth is, the main emotion that shows up, that hijack, that's such a penetrating question, is shame. Man, most parents, holy shit. Most parents are not where they really want to be. Most parents aren't where they envision themselves being. And most parents deal a lot with shame. Holy shit. See, if you let it process, it'll go all the way up. And when you start talking about it, it'll start creating tears. And that's the release. That's how that shit processes all the way up and down.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in it because now I can be like, damn, okay, that's what that is. You remember I explained that shame is not one singular emotion. That's why it's so difficult to capture what's happening to you. You're fearful, you're confused, you're embarrassed. All of these things, you feel guilty. All of these things, holy shit. All of these things hit you. It can hit you when you pull back up into the house that you know you're struggling for, or you really aren't supposed to be in, or you're so grateful to be like, it hits you then. It can hit you. It can hit you when you feel frustrated, because when you're lost, right? Because you're a little confused as what you're doing and where you want to go. And so what's really happening to you is you're embarrassed, you're ashamed, and your kid right there real time is asking you for something. What? Damn, I said clean up the fucking, all I asked you to do is clean up. It comes out as the different components. It come out to them as anger or frustration. And it's not frustration with you, the kid. It's frustration with me, because why the fuck are we in this position? I'm not supposed to be, this is not my life. And as a parent, we're human beings, and that happens real time. So the emotion that we must deal with as parents on every level, because even if you got money, you don't have enough patience. Even if you got patience, you don't got enough money. You got, it's like, it's really difficult to figure out this balance. And so what we have to deal with is calling out shame and understanding how to be transparent and vulnerable with our kid in the moment and say, listen, I am really struggling right now, trying to fill in the blank. That's where I'm at. I don't even know what to tell you how to deal with me in this moment, but I can just tell you where I'm at. And that's what we can model to our children, is how to need help, how to express the truth?
What does that look like? Yeah.
Right? What does it look like to tell them, hey, I'm not sure how to process what I'm feeling right now, but I'm feeling something and I don't want it to impact you. That's a level of emotional intelligence, just to be able to pause.
Yeah.
So how do we learn that? How do we, or how did we, or how didn't we learn that growing up?
Mm-hmm.
And what is the message we were given about anger, sadness, frustration? Because that's shaped the way that we process those emotions. What'd you learn about anger or how to deal with sadness or frustration?
Well, most oftentimes how it was dealt with was
Your ass getting whooped.
that, or some level of violence that could have been involved. Some choice words that were, expressed that might have not really been from the heart, but was just out of everything, that bottled up. And once that soda opened up without giving it a chance to relax,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as that top, before the top could even come off, the soda through the top, but it was always, that's just it was just reactions, and
what was the cost of that as a kid when your parents would do that, or when you would, your elders, your parent, your grandparent, what was the cost of that? I think
a part of it as a kid, especially when remember as a kid, when you're not used to something and it's a shocker, it can create fear, in your child. It can cause the child to shut down, right? Or how you mentioned walking on eggshells.
That's anxiety to the max,
right? And so now child's not even moving in confidence anymore, right? Or haven't even developed the level of confidence because their foundation has now been built off of fear.
Yeah.
And so now I'm having to create I gotta make sure I'm pleasing.
Yeah.
Right. Or I have to show up a certain way in this environment, because if not, I could potentially, be on the end of anger, frustration, stress, and I've seen what came from that, and that scared the shit out of me.
I can see it like, as a parent, you're really a gardener or a farm owner, right? Like that's really what you are, a farm owner. Especially when you have kids. Your kids are your crops, right? And your house is your greenhouse. And a lot of us don't create the culture, don't create the environment in our greenhouse for the crops that we have to grow and to thrive. Yet we tell them that they should grow and that they should thrive. And so the cost of leading your household from emotion versus emotional regulation is the emotional intelligence of your child, which is their capacity, their ability to respond, their ability to self-regulate, their ability to cope, their ability to process and make solid decisions, their ability to love themselves. You literally are trying to plant seeds in concrete.
What?
You literally are trying to plant seeds in concrete when you don't do the work as a parent to learn how to cultivate a greenhouse. And a greenhouse is something that is very precise. It is not something that is just, I don't feel like it today, or I feel like it today, it is very regulated temperatures. It's very regulated soil amounts. It's very regulated to thrive. And that's what our kids need. They don't need us to be in such a routine, right? I think about it a lot. What's a routine or tool or phrase, right? I get a lot of parents that ask me that, like, give me a routine that I can use. And the best thing that I can tell you is wake up in the morning and find 5 things to be grateful for before you get out of the bed.
Gratitude, man.
Because that's when we talk about the culture the first thing that you do when you go into the greenhouse is you sit and you speak to your plants. First thing a good green thumb does is speak love and light and positivity to their plant. Good morning. Touch the leaves. That's the first thing that it does in the morning. And that's what we have to do, is in order for you to create the good environment, you have to be in a good space. And the trick to that is to set yourself.
They say set the tone. It starts from the parents' leadership, because your kids are looking up to you.
Yeah.
To be the ones to model it, right?
Yeah.
Before they go out into the world or
yeah.
wherever they're going,
Yeah.
Throughout that day.
I tell you, my kids used to see me more. There was a period of time my kids used to see me more frustrated and drinking, and maybe even smoking, than they did seeing me pray, meditate, and not that I didn't do it. I just did it when they were asleep. What's the cost of that? Who am I modeling anything to if they don't get to see it? Right? So yes, it was a part of my piece, but I had to implement that for them to see that, oh, okay, my dad does meditate and pray. My dad does sit still within his emotions and process. Oh, he does journal. He's not just doing all of these things in the background. And so I challenge our parents to do just that, right? To do just that. Make sure that you are modeling your self-care routines during it at a time when they can see it at times, right? Of course, you have your private moments, but just don't always keep your self-care private. It's important that we can also show what dysregulation looks like, and show our kids, modeling our kids what it looks like to identify that you're dysregulated and, oh my God, you're overwhelmed and you're nervous and you got your back against the wall, so they can see that you deal with those things too. But then really try, let them know, like, a big part of not creating kids who feel like they can't make wrong decisions is seeing their parents make a wrong decision and then bouncing back.
Right. Man, that makes me think about, we were just talking about it with our young ones about mistakes. It's all a part of learning. It's real good for parents to be able to model that from their standpoint. I made a mistake. I started all of our mornings off on the wrong foot.
Yep.
And I'm sorry. You know, those things, and we talked about it before, some of those kids are looking for that apology.
And they need it. And that's all they need. Right? All they need is for you to just take accountability, do the same. They're not upset that you did it. They're upset that you tell them to take accountability when they do it.
Yeah.
And you don't.
And then one thing I will say, kids are smart.
Man.
They're smart. And some people don't think some parents may not think.
Yeah.
But even before they've reached middle school.
Come on.
Some can see already. Oh, that's bullshit you got going.
Come on, man.
There. How you gonna tell me I need to do this and that? And every time I see you tell me I need to do this and this, you say I need to stop doing this, and next thing you know, I'm looking at you. Ain't that we doing the same thing? Here's
what you should ask your child. Man, I wish we had our live on community right here. I totally forgot to hit the button. But here's what I want our chat and our parents to ask their child. But be prepared. Be prepared. First, I want you to tell them the definition of respect. Right? I want you to first see it. And I want you to ask them. Yeah, it ain't R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Right? No. I want you to first ask them, what does respect mean to them? Do they know the definition of respect? And then, if it aligns, right, I want you to ask them if they respect you. A lot of kids love you, but they don't respect you.
And you better not get offended if they say
That's why I said be prepared. Because we're really talking about growing your relationship, and that is something that, although, like I said, you have to do the control question of asking them what it means first, because you'll be able to tell if their level of maturity, like if they think respect is just making them feel good or making them feel happy, you may need to wait, tell them what respect is, wait a few days and have this conversation. But if they understand the version of respect, right? And can you pull up what that definition is? But if they can understand what the definition of respect is, like a true working, living definition of respect, then you can ask them if they respect you and be prepared for their answer. Because if they do not respect you, then that's the issue with your discipline and parenting. It's very difficult for them to listen and obey you if they don't respect you. What's respect?
So respect is the act of recognizing, honoring the worth, value, and rights of someone or something. It involves showing consideration, esteem, and regard through both attitude and behavior. At its core, respect means treating others the way you want to be treated, acknowledging boundaries and individuality, valuing someone's presence, perspective, or position even when you disagree. From a leadership perspective, respect is the foundation of influence and trust. Valuing people.
This is where we are right here, because you're the leader, right? So go ahead.
Valuing people for who they are, not just for what they can do. Listening actively and giving others a voice in decisions. Recognizing contributions and showing appreciation. Maintaining fairness and consistency in how you lead and make choices.
Is there any way, because what I want to do is I want to help our parents shape how they can ask these questions, right? What I want to, because it's a way for us to ask your kids, do they, like if you say the first one, what does the first one say?
The first one says valuing people for who they are, not just for what they can do.
No. The very first one, the leadership. You said the trust.
The very first one.
You said the leadership of the definition of it from leadership.
From a leadership perspective, respect is the foundation of influence and trust.
So you would say, do I have a positive influence over you and do you trust me? Right? Go to the next one.
In leadership, respect means valuing people for who they are.
Do you value who I am?
Not just for what they can do.
Do you value who I am or just what I can do for you?
Listening actively and giving others a voice in decisions.
Do you believe that I listen to you and that your voice matters to me?
We just talked about this part. Recognizing contributions and showing appreciation.
Do you feel like you are celebrated and that I see you and I acknowledge you for who you really are?
Maintaining fairness and consistency in how you lead and make choices.
Do you believe that the way in which I treat you is fair and consistent?
Upholding integrity. Doing what you say you'll do, which earns the respect of others in return.
Do you believe that I do what I say that I'm going to do? Am I consistent with what I say and what I do? Do my actions align to my words to you? Be prepared. Go ahead.
In leadership, respect isn't demanded. It's demonstrated.
Do you think I do and show? Do you think I model? Or do you think I just tell you what to do?
Because I'm the parent and you the child.
Have those lists of conversation. Ask those questions. And you should, that really, I really want us to take that. If we can take that out and put that into the discussion, because this needs to be this is our assessment. This is how you empower your children. This is what you're graded off of, because the truth is we're talking about leading your household, right? Leading your household. Leading your household.
And I love the way it breaks it down even more, where it talks about the listening before leading. Respect begins with listening, not just hearing words, but understanding emotions and perspectives. Avoid interrupting or dismissing. Value every voice.
So when we're talking to you parents about when you're asking your kid to respect you and we're telling you that we must model things, you must ask yourself, are you doing these things for them?
Empower.
If you're not doing these things for them, it's a lack of definition, not lack of obedience, lack of demonstration. That becomes the issue. It's not a lack of obedience. Somebody is not demonstrating it, likely based on a lack of knowledge and information. Do you really know what respect fully is as a leader? Not just, do you honor me? No. Do you know what it takes to be honorable? One who esteems honor Do you know what that means?
Respect grows where gratitude is consistent.
So when I say to you, before you get out of the bed, 5 things that you are grateful for, I am not telling you anything other than a routine to truly be a leader of your household. So listen, we're going to put that in the chat, y'all.
Yeah,
ask these questions the right way to your child, but be prepared. Because now as a leader should be able to take criticism. Being able to take criticism means that you should be able to listen to someone's grievance or someone's suggestion on how you can improve. And who better to listen to than your child?
Let me tell you, we can learn so much from children. My granny said it. She said when he was young, he would say things.
Yeah.
And when he said, I listened. And then when I didn't listen, I found out that when I didn't listen, everything he said was right. He told me to slow down, and I didn't slow down. And guess what I did? I went and hit the back of somebody's car because I was driving fast, and my grandson literally said to slow down.
And then after I hit him, my grandson said, "I told you what was going to happen if you didn't slow down."
And in that moment, my granny knew.
Couldn't even be mad. She couldn't say, "Shut up, sit down, and do nothing."
Be quiet. I'm the adult. You the child. Stay at the child.
She said, "You know what, Jonathan? You're right."
Right.
She validated.
But no, it's moments like that, man. The kids will teach you.
Yeah.
They would teach you how.
You switched it back, but for our parents, I want to make sure that y'all know that the tool is the anchor. We are doing a regulation anchor plan this week. And what that means, right, is I need you to identify that top emotional trigger that you have and create a 3-step anchor plan, right? Deep breath, grounding, and a 1-minute pause, right? Your children's relationship with you is worth this. I'm going to say that again. Your children's relationship with you is worth this work. Take a minute. When you're sitting in the driveway after work and trying to get and decompress instead of scrolling on TikTok, I'm fine with that. But take another minute and identify those top 3 emotional triggers that you have when you walk into this house. If that basket of clothes is going to trigger you, I need you to already think about it. If a dirty dish in the sink in the kitchen is going to trigger you, I need you to already think about it. If you know, whatever you know is going to trigger you, I need you to think about it, because when it happens, not if it happens, but when it happens, I need you, not want you, but I need you to be able to take a deep breath. Ground yourself, meaning right now. Those dishes was there before you walked in the door and everything was fine.
Yeah.
Right? Ground yourself and take 1 minute at least to pause.
That's it.
Don't go hide. Don't go in the bathroom. Just stay right there in it for 1 minute. Pause. Center yourself and respond. This tool, I'm telling you, this tool becomes the model. That's why I said, don't go run and hide. Don't go into the bathroom. This is a tool that you need to model in real time.
That's it.
How can they make sure that they connect with us, bro?
As always, parents, you know, in the village here, we got your back.
Yes.
Right? Like we always say,
it's always tough, but listen,
let me tell you,
it's
our
worth
3
it.
rules: we're gonna be honest, we're gonna be selfish, and we're gonna be ready to work.
Period.
And in the village, we do life together. So as always, in that right hand top corner of your community, there's a chat box. Feel free to always connect with any of our coaches from our coaches corner. Chop it up with Uncle Kev, right? Connect with Coach John, or to connect you to any other resources. And if you just need to book a one-on-one session to really actually talk with someone to walk you through these different plans, right? Or these different tools to actually apply them to your everyday, just feel free to drop in and book that one-on-one session. And so as always, from the village, we love y'all and we're here for you.
Listen, make sure Thursdays, y'all know what time. Be there. Check out your event calendar, RSVP. Let me know you'll be there. And let's kind of chop these things up and let's grow together. We love you. We'll see you next week.